Hey y'all, it's Elegance again, and I just came here to encourage somebody on today. It is time for you to walk out your God ordained vision. God wants you to evaluate those that are around you. Those that are around you need to be able to see the vision the way that God has given it to you. Think about it, right? God tell you to do something larger than life, larger than your bank account, larger than what you think that you could do. Maybe it's start a ministry, maybe it's leave your job and go into full-time business. Hey, maybe it's start a podcast, whatever it is, right? A lot of times, people who care about us the most will tell us, hey, well, how are you going to do that if you don't have A, B, and C lined up and X, Y, and Z? But God is the God that says, if you do it, if you take one step, I will do the rest. If you will just take another step, I'll do another thing. See, a lot of times, the things that God has promised us to, it requires us to take a risk. It's not always easy. It requires us to walk on water. Why? Because it's big. It's bigger than what we can do. If we could do it and if we waited until we could do it, God could no longer get the credit. We would be able to say, hey, I did this. I made this happen, not God. But God is calling you in your inadequacy. He's calling you with your inadequate bank account. He's calling you with your inadequate skills and sets and everything that he has given you already, right? Because he's going to qualify you. He qualifies the call. If he called you, he's going to qualify you to do the job. So you have to know in your knower that I am a child of God. And if God called me to it, He's going to get me through it. Now, again, back to those that are around you. Those that are around you are very effective in what God has called you to do. Why? Because they can either talk you out of the blessing or they can push you into the blessing. A lot of time pushing doesn't feel good. If someone is behind me and they're pushing me and I don't, and I'm being resistant, it doesn't feel good, right? So at the end of the day, your friend should be able to push you. Okay, didn't you say that God called you to do this? Didn't you say that God told you to do this? Hey, those are the people that you need in your life that's going to push you into the destiny that God has for you. Not those that say, hey, how are you going to be able to do that? How are you going to be able to sustain yourself? How are you going to be able to walk this out when you don't even have it in your bank account? You need to have those that are around you that have faith in you and the vision that you have for you. And guess what? If you got to do it by yourself, baby, do it by yourself. Do it without someone pushing you. Do it alone, and God will send the divine connections that you need. I thank God that God has some of the people that are in my life because I was called out to do a great thing. And now I am able to walk it out. So I'm here to push you on today, sis. I'm here to push you on today, bro. Whatever God has called you to do it and do it boldly. Don't worry about the naysayers. Matter of fact, don't even tell them what you got going on. Let God prepare the table before you in their presence. Let them see. And even those that said that doubted the promise that God had for you, you better set your table, baby, because you are about to eat. You are about to eat. Let them see what God is doing in you, through you, and for you. Step out. Step out. Step out. I encourage you on today. Do it and do it quickly. Do it boldly. Don't sometimes if we think about it, y'all, if we think about it, we want to rationalize it and we want to put it into a fleshly nature. But God has called you to move by his spirit. Move by his spirit so that you can see what God has called you to do. A lot of people who are wealthy, prestigious, they didn't do it waiting on the manifestation of the finances or the bank account or the way to be made. No, they stepped out and they took risk. Take a risk today. Do what God told you to do. Have the right people around you. Look, evaluate your circle. Evaluate your circle. Evaluate your circle. If they are not speaking life into the vision that God has given you, hey, let them know you love them, but going on the path that God has for you. And I guarantee you, God will send the divine connections that you need to manifest the vision that you have for your life. I love you all and happy Friday.